This is Mac OS Ken.
iPhone sales are not slowing down. A surprise around iCloud Mail that shouldn't be surprising. And some Apple employees have apparently had enough. It is Tuesday, the 24th of August, 2021. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken. Brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Headspace. Meditation made simple. Get a free 1-month trial at headspace.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Upstart. Fair and fast personal loans. Are you carrying a credit card balance month after month? You're not the only one. High interest rates make it hard to pay off your debt, but Upstart can help. Upstart is the fast and easy way to pay off your debt with a personal loan. It's all handled online. They look at more than just your credit score, factoring in income and employment history. That lets them offer smarter rates with trusted partners. With a 5-minute online rate check, you can see your rate up front for loans between $1,000 to $50,000. Checking your rate does not impact your credit score, and you can receive funds as fast as 1 business day after accepting your loan. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/macOSKen. UPSTART, that's upstart.com/macOSKen. Don't forget to use my URL to let them know I sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/macOSKen. You know how iPhone sales dry up ahead of the next iPhone's release? Apparently not this year. Apple Insider has had a look at a note from JP Morgan analyst Samik Chatterjee. He has had a look at a recent Wave 7 report, and they see no drop in iPhone sales. According to Chatterjee, overall iPhone share did not fall in July as the company sidestepped typical seasonality ahead of a September iPhone launch, led by the ongoing resilience of the iPhone 12 in combination with inventory issues for Samsung. I will make you switchers of men, saith the Jesus phone. This whole thing is really kind of mind-blowing. iPhone sales tend to drop ahead of the next iPhone release because people who know. People who don't know just go out and buy a phone when it's time to buy a phone. But some phones are harder to get than others right now, which is to say some desirable Android phones are in short supply, while Apple's soup-to-nuts acumen has kept enough iPhones around to satisfy demand. Quoting Apple Insider, Android companies like Samsung are currently seeing inventory issues due to shortages of chips and other critical components. While the issues are also affecting Apple, the company's supply still remains decent, the Wave 7 report indicates. Chatterjee has a buy rating on Apple shares. His price target on the shares is $180. Wave 7, by the way, is calling for an iPhone 13 event on Wednesday, the 15th of September, with pre-order starting on the 17th. That would put the phone in hands, purses, and pockets on the 24th of September. Heard something similar somewhere recently, darned if I can remember where. Hey, look, another one of those things we knew or would have if we'd been paying attention. Ben Lovejoy at 9to5Mac says Apple has confirmed to him that it scans iCloud Mail for child sexual abuse material, or CSAM, and has done since 2019. The story is a tiny bit hard to follow, though you have heard the important part. Eric Friedman, Apple's anti-fraud chief, said recently that Apple was the greatest platform for distributing child porn. Text is such a weird thing. One assumes he meant the biggest, not the best. Here's what got Lovejoy's attention. If Apple is not scanning iCloud for CSAM already, how could Friedman know that? It actually sounds like he doesn't know that, but maybe making an educated guess. Still, Lovejoy only found that out by quizzing Apple and getting a response. Quoting Lovejoy, Apple confirmed to me that it has been scanning outgoing and incoming iCloud mail for CSAM images since 2019. Email is not encrypted, so scanning attachments as mail passes through Apple servers would be a trivial task. Apple also indicated that it was doing some limited scanning of other data, but would not tell me being Lovejoy, but would not tell me what that was, except to suggest that it was on a tiny scale. It did tell me that the other data does not include iCloud backups. Now, I said that this was a thing we would have known if we'd been paying attention. Lovejoy's piece points to two past quotes. First, an archive page of an Apple child protection page says Apple uses image matching technology to help find and report child exploitation. Much like spam filters in email, our systems use electronic signatures to find suspected child exploitation. We validate each match with individual review. Then there was a statement from Apple's chief privacy person in January of 2020. 9 to 5 Mac quotes a piece from The Telegraph out of the UK, which said, Jane Horvath, Apple's chief privacy officer, said at a tech conference that the company uses screening technology to look for illegal images. The company says it disables accounts if Apple finds evidence of child exploitation material, though it does not specify how it discovers it. Well, you see the kind of trouble they stirred when they did specify. Also, in all of our defense, we've had a lot of stuff on our minds. Tension between some Apple employees and management may be ratcheting up. Apple Insider highlights a report from The Verge saying around 15 current and former Apple employees were directly involved in organizing an effort called #Apple2. That's TOO. Like #MeToo, but with Apple. The piece says the organization's goal is to expose patterns of racism, sexism, inequity, and abuse within the company. The group says they've gone public, having exhausted all internal avenues. We've talked with our leadership, we've gone to the people team, we've escalated through business conduct. Nothing has changed. The site lists protections and rights afforded to workers by U.S. law. It also provides links to the National Labor Relations Board, the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, California's Department of Fair Employment and Housing, the International Labor Organization, and the Twitter account for @AppleLaborers. It's unclear what the organization's plan is, except to gather stories from employees, craft a statement, presumably of demands or desired change, and collaborate to iterate a healthier workplace. You can read the full statement on the website, apple2.us. Joining Apple's Maps team is as easy as picking up your phone, in the same way that joining the production of American Idol is as easy as picking up your phone. Mac Rumor says Apple's expanding on the native Apple Maps review functionality that it first introduced in iOS 14. According to the piece, in the Apple Maps app in iOS 14 and iOS 15, US users can now see an option to provide a thumbs up or thumbs down for most locations. Tapping on the thumbs up or down icon brings up a secondary interface for providing thumbs up and thumbs down ratings for various categories, like products, customer service, food, atmosphere, and more, based on the location being reviewed. You can also upload pictures of the place and the stuff it sells. The Apple Maps ratings do not replace the Yelp ratings in Apple Maps, at least not yet. At the current time, Mac Rumor says the Apple Maps native rating system is displayed alongside the Yelp ratings that are provided for various locations. Apple may eventually be planning to replace Yelp and TripAdvisor integrations, but will need to build up a database of ratings before that will be possible. More news in a moment, but first a word from Headspace. Meditation made simple. You know how meditation apps are supposed to help you relax? Headspace is the first one that I found that's done that for me. It's not just about relaxation, though. How many times has this happened to you? You go to grab a quick bite to eat while reading a news story or watching a video. Food's done and you don't really remember eating, and you don't really remember much about the thing you watched either. A lot of what I've been concentrating on in Headspace lately is mindfulness. Being where I am and focusing on what I'm doing rather than missing what's around me because I'm caught in my head or worried about the next thing I have to do. The Headspace approaches to mindfulness can reduce stress, improve sleep, boost focus, and increase your overall sense of well-being. It's helped me focus, and yes, it's helped me relax as well. You deserve to feel happier, and Headspace is meditation made simple. Go to headspace.com/macOSKen. That's headspace.com/macOSKen for a free 1-month trial with access to Headspace's full library of meditations for every situation. This is the best deal offered right now. Head to headspace.com/macOSKen today. Tim Cook is headed back east. Apple Insider says Apple CEO and Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella have a date with the President of the United States at the White House. Citing sources familiar with the matter, says Apple Insider, Bloomberg reports Cook and Nadella are scheduled to meet with President Joe Biden on Wednesday to discuss private sector contributions to cybersecurity efforts following a rash of attacks targeting key U.S. infrastructure and technology assets. Apple and Microsoft won't be the only orgs to represent. Execs from Google, Amazon, IBM, JP Morgan Chase, and Southern Company are also expected to attend. It sounds like they are actually physically going to the White House, which sounds like a great idea. Remember when Apple used to give away a free year of Apple TV Plus? Well, T-Mobile is doing that now. Engadget says starting on the 25th of August, customers on the carrier's Magenta or Magenta Max plans, as well as some Sprint Legacy plans, will get 1 year free of Apple TV Plus access. It's interesting that it's Magenta. I always thought it was fuchsia. Anyway, if you're on one of those plans and are already paying for Apple TV Plus, Engadget says you can still take advantage. It'll just add a free year of access and pause billing until the trial is up, according to the report. Remember how of the moment the morning show was? When it premiered in late 2019, the #MeToo movement was one of the biggest, if not the biggest, topics gripping the social consciousness. That made the tales it had to tell very relevant. I'm not saying they're not still relevant. Since the first season, though, the world has seen a global pandemic, the murder of George Floyd, and the explosion of the Black Lives Matter movement, an election in the U.S., and an attempt to overturn that election. Now the Mac Observer says Apple has released a trailer for the second season of the morning show, which picks up after the explosive events of Season 1. In fairness, the trailer teasing a whole season of television is only 3 minutes long, and I will say, at least one character is visibly grappling with issues of racism. And coronavirus does get a literal mention. TV about relevant issues is always tough because TV takes time and history keeps happening. Events pile up. It'll be interesting to see how the show deals with it today, that is nearly 2 years later. Season 2 of the morning show starts its Apple TV Plus run on Friday, the 17th of September. You can catch the trailer for Season 2 now on YouTube. An artsy and anticipated title for Apple TV Plus is getting a prestigious premiere. Mac Rumors says The Tragedy of Macbeth will make its debut on the big screen, but not just any big screen. The piece says it'll be seen first at the BFI London Film Festival on the festival's last day, Sunday, the 17th of October. The film is notable for a few reasons. First, it's directed by a Coen brother, Joel Coen, who wrote the adaptation. This is the first Coen brothers film that wasn't directed by both of them. It's also a big deal because it comes to Apple TV Plus as part of the partnership it has with A24, the studio that brought On the Rocks to Apple TV Plus late last year. Then we get to the cast, which includes Academy Award winner Denzel Washington and Academy Award winner Frances McDormand. After premiering in theaters, Mac Rumor says the tragedy of Macbeth will be available on Apple TV Plus. No word on when, though. Apple has not yet provided a date for its availability, according to the report. Want to give to national parks without going to national parks? Go to an Apple store instead. iMore says the latest Apple Pay promotion will see donations made to the National Park Foundation. In announcing the initiative, Apple said, "We're celebrating our national parks with a donation for each Apple Pay purchase at an Apple store, on apple.com, or through the Apple Store app in the US from the 23rd through the 29th of August. It's kind of hard to imagine it's going to take 6 days for this to happen, though. According to the fine print, the donations are limited to the first 100,000 transactions and have to be for $10 or more. It is hard to believe that bar wasn't met yesterday, but okay. Be like the Lorax and buy an iPhone case or something. Or you could donate to the National Park Foundation, which, fun fact, does not accept Apple Pay. They might want to chat. And finally today, a lot of historic Apple stuff has been auctioned off, and many pretty pennies were paid for it. iLounge has word of a sale run by RR Auction. Among the items moved, the bomber jacket Steve Jobs wore while flipping off IBM went for a bit over $66,000. A Lisa computer went for just under $95,000. A signed Mac motherboard went for $132,000. A Macworld Premiere issue signed by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak sold for $201,000. A Next Step software package went for $210,000. And a working Apple One computer sold for just under $465,000. The middle. That is in terms of farthings fetched. 2 more items of note hit the block. A letter from Steve Jobs that says, "I don't sign autographs," brought in just under $480,000. And a manual for an Apple II with a signature for Apple's second CEO, Mike Markkula, and an inscription and signature from Steve Jobs went for $787,000. In other news, I am also planning to stop signing things. Coming up in a few minutes, with an Apple product event likely around the corner, I wonder what Gig Gab co-host Dave Hamilton might be throwing down some Benjamins for. A new watch, a new iPad, something in an iPhone perhaps. Dave and I are going shopping in a few minutes. Give it a listen at macosken.com or wherever you get podcasts. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Upstart. Fair and fast personal loans. Learn more and check your rate at upstart.com/macosken. This show is also sponsored by Headspace. Meditation made simple. Get a free 1-month trial at headspace.com/macosken. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media. Online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.